What if I told you the seafood you've been eating, thinking it's healthy, is actually blocking blood from reaching the most vital parts of your body? And worse, it may be slowly destroying your ability to feel pleasure, connect with your partner, and perform like the man you used to be. I'm serious, because over the past decade, I've seen a sharp rise in circulation problems among older men, and in many cases, it comes down to what's on the dinner plate. I'm Dr. Mohit Kara. For more than 30 years, I've helped thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond rebuild their health, vitality, and intimate strength without relying on pills, injections, or quick fixes. And today, I want to share something I believe every man over 60 deserves to know. There's one natural seafood, often overlooked, even dismissed, that's been clinically shown to help restore blood flow, repair arterial health, and reignite intimacy, naturally, gently, and effectively. But here's the strange part. While most men are eating shrimp, imitation crab, or scallops thinking they're doing the right thing, they're actually damaging the very systems that support circulation and desire. So in this video, I'll walk you through the 3 worst seafoods that silently sabotage your blood vessels, and then reveal the one powerful marine food that supports nitric oxide, heals your inner lining, and helps restore the strength and closeness you thought was gone for good. Before we begin, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell, so you never miss another science-backed health tip designed to help men over 60 feel strong, confident, and connected again. And if this message resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and tell me what you'd like to hear more about. Your feedback helps me serve you better. All right, let's start with the truth most men never hear from their doctors. The real reason why energy, performance, and circulation decline so sharply after 60. It's not just aging, it's a silent, progressive breakdown happening inside your arteries. And if we don't address it, no supplement or medication will ever fully work. So first, let's talk about what's really going on with your blood flow, and why this crisis is far more common than you might think. 1. The circulation crisis no one talks about. After 60. I still remember the look on Robert's face. He's a 67-year-old patient of mine, retired, active, sharp as ever mentally, but he came into my office looking defeated. "Doc," he said, "I don't get it. I'm eating better, I walk every day, but I still feel sluggish. And in the bedroom, it's just not the same." What Robert was experiencing is something I see far too often, yet hardly anyone talks about it openly. It's not a testosterone issue. It's not just age. It's a circulation crisis. After 60, your arteries, the very highways that carry life-giving blood to your heart, brain, and yes, your most private areas, start to narrow and stiffen. Nitric oxide, the molecule that tells your blood vessels to open up and flow freely, drops by as much as 75%. The result? Less oxygen, less nutrient delivery, and poor blood flow where it matters most. You may feel colder in your hands and feet. You may notice fatigue that coffee doesn't fix. And when the time comes for intimacy, your body just doesn't respond the way it used to. This isn't a failure of willpower or masculinity, it's biology. But here's the encouraging part. Once we understand the cause, we can take action. Your blood vessels can heal, your nitric oxide levels can rise, and your intimacy can return with the right changes. But first, you need to know what's making things worse, because for many men, the damage isn't just age, it's coming from seafood they trust. Let's talk about the 3 most common seafoods silently destroying circulation in older men, and why removing them could be the turning point your body's been waiting for. 2. The 3 circulation-killing seafoods most older men still eat. When I first began studying the connection between food and men's vascular health, I'll admit, even I underestimated just how powerful certain foods could be in either restoring or destroying circulation. Like many of you, I assumed most seafoods were healthy across the board. Low fat, high protein, full of minerals, it seemed like a safe choice. But the truth is, some of the most popular seafoods served to older adults today are actually doing more harm than good. I remember a patient named Gerald. He was 74, widowed, and had recently begun dating again. He told me, Doc, I'm doing everything right. I quit smoking, I watch my sugar, and I eat clean. I eat shrimp 3 times a week because it's supposed to be good for me. But when I looked at his labs, his LDL cholesterol was elevated, his blood pressure was creeping up, and his circulation markers showed early signs of endothelial dysfunction. That's when I knew we had to take a closer look at what was really happening on his plate. Let's start with shrimp. It's one of the most consumed seafoods in the country, especially among older adults who believe it's a lean, heart-friendly protein. But what many don't realize is that shrimp is exceptionally high in dietary cholesterol, around 180 milligrams in just a small 3-ounce portion. That's more than half your daily limit in a single meal. For a younger man with a strong liver and flexible arteries, the impact may be minimal. But for a man over 60, where cholesterol processing slows and arterial elasticity declines, that's a dangerous combination. Over time, this excess cholesterol contributes to plaque buildup, stiffening your blood vessels and choking off circulation right where you need it most: your heart, your brain, and yes, your intimacy. But cholesterol isn't the only concern. Shrimp also contains a protein called tropomyosin, which becomes harder to digest as we age. That's why more and more men in their 60s and 70s are suddenly developing shellfish allergies they never had before. It's not a coincidence. Your immune system becomes more reactive with age, and tropomyosin can trigger inflammation in the gut or even systemic allergic responses. To make matters worse, most of the shrimp sold in grocery stores today is farm-raised in overseas operations where antibiotics like oxytetracycline are routinely used. Antibiotics that are banned in many countries but still found in imported products. These residues can disturb your gut microbiome, raise inflammation, and even weaken your testosterone production over time. Then there's imitation crab, also known as surimi. It looks like crab, it smells a bit like crab, but it's essentially a heavily processed fish paste mixed with sugar, starches, sodium, and artificial flavorings. One serving can contain more than 700 milligrams of sodium, an enormous load for kidneys that may already be slowing down. For men with even mild hypertension, this can cause serious spikes in blood pressure, water retention, and energy crashes. And let's not forget the blood sugar impact. A 2020 study found that imitation crab raised blood sugar almost as quickly as white bread. If you're struggling with prediabetes or insulin resistance, and many older men are, this can cause roller coaster energy levels, weight gain around the belly, and metabolic damage that directly worsens blood flow. But the seafood that surprises most of my patients is scallops. They're delicate, they're elegant, and they're found in almost every fine dining menu. But beneath that golden brown sear lies a hidden threat: cadmium. Scallops, like other filter-feeding shellfish, concentrate heavy metals from the ocean, especially cadmium, a known kidney toxin. Once cadmium enters the body, it doesn't leave easily. It accumulates in the kidneys and slowly damages their ability to filter blood, regulate blood pressure, and maintain mineral balance. If you're an older adult with borderline kidney function, this can quietly push you into more serious territory without you even knowing it. And here's something else that surprised many of my colleagues. Scallops are incredibly low in omega-3 fatty acids. While people eat them assuming they're getting brain and heart benefits, a 100-gram portion contains less than 30 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined. That's a tiny fraction of what you'd get from even a basic serving of oily fish or oysters. So to recap, not all seafoods are created equal, especially for men over 60. Shrimp can silently raise cholesterol and provoke immune responses. Imitation crab spikes blood sugar, floods your system with salt, and offers virtually no nutritional value. And scallops, while beautiful on the plate, can introduce heavy metals into an already fragile system, all while giving you none of the anti-inflammatory support your body desperately needs. I know this might sound discouraging, especially if these foods have been part of your regular diet, but here's the good news. Once you remove the wrong foods, your body can start healing. Your blood vessels begin to soften, your energy improves, your skin looks better, and your confidence returns. But that's only the beginning. Because now we get to the part that gives me the most hope. There is one seafood, often forgotten, often underestimated, that's been shown in clinical studies to support nitric oxide production, reduce inflammation, and even help repair the delicate inner lining of your arteries. It's not only good for your heart and circulation, it has the power to reignite intimacy and restore something far deeper than just physical performance. Let's talk about that next. 3. The one seafood that rebuilds blood flow and revives intimacy. When I first came across the research, I almost didn't believe it. A humble marine plant, often dismissed as seaweed, showing results on par with prescription interventions for circulation, joint health, and yes, even intimacy. But the data was clear. And when I started recommending it to my older male patients who were struggling with blood flow, energy, and performance, the results were nothing short of remarkable. It's called sea moss. You might have heard of it referred to as Irish moss. It's not flashy, it doesn't taste like much, but it is one of the most nutrient-dense marine foods on the planet. And what it does inside the aging male body is quietly powerful. Sea moss contains over 90 trace minerals, the very building blocks your body needs to function, but often lacks as you age. Iodine for thyroid support, magnesium and potassium to balance blood pressure, iron for energy, and most importantly for circulation, sea moss delivers a rare combination of collagen precursors, nutrients your body uses to repair blood vessels, skin, and connective tissue. But what makes sea moss truly special is how it affects nitric oxide. As you may already know, nitric oxide is the chemical your blood vessels produce to help relax and expand. It's the very thing that makes healthy erections possible, and it's also the first thing to drop as we get older. That decline is what leads to cold hands and feet, stiffness in the joints, and that frustrating lack of drive and responsiveness during intimacy. Sea moss supports nitric oxide production not just by delivering minerals, but by reducing inflammation in the endothelial lining of your arteries. That lining, called the endothelium, is where blood flow either begins or fails. Think of it as the gateway to your circulation. If it's healthy, blood flows freely. If it's damaged, everything backs up. Sea moss has been shown to soothe and restore this lining through its unique soluble fibers, antioxidants, and bioavailable amino acids like proline. One of my longtime patients, Henry, age 70, had tried everything: L-arginine supplements, testosterone shots, even prescription medications. But his results were always temporary. When we removed the circulation-damaging foods from his diet and added a simple daily spoonful of sea moss gel into his morning routine, he began to notice subtle changes within the first 2 weeks. His energy returned, his digestion improved, and his confidence followed closely behind. Now, I'm not saying sea moss is a miracle, it's not magic. But what it does is support your body's natural systems, your gut, your heart, your thyroid, and your blood vessels, all at the same time. And that synergy creates a ripple effect throughout your health. Sea moss is also rich in mucilage, a gel-like soluble fiber that coats and soothes the gut. Why does that matter? Because gut inflammation is one of the most common, yet overlooked reasons older men suffer from poor nutrient absorption, low energy, and even hormone imbalances. When your gut is inflamed, your body struggles to absorb the very nutrients needed to produce testosterone, regulate blood sugar, and support vascular health. Sea moss helps seal and calm the gut lining while feeding your beneficial bacteria, giving your body a better chance to absorb the nutrients you're already eating. It also helps balance sodium and potassium levels naturally, which supports healthy blood pressure, without forcing your system into unnatural spikes or crashes like some medications do. And unlike fish oils or supplements that upset digestion or leave you burping for hours, sea moss is gentle, plant-based, and easy to add into soups, smoothies, teas, or even straight off the spoon. To prepare it, just rinse the dried sea moss thoroughly, soak it in clean water overnight, and blend it into a smooth gel. From there, 1 or 2 tablespoons a day is all it takes. I recommend avoiding boiling, as that can reduce some of the active compounds. Keep it simple. Let it work. What I love most about sea moss is that it doesn't just help circulation, it helps you feel whole again, better digestion, more flexible joints, healthier skin, even improvements in mood and focus. Because when blood is flowing and your body is nourished, everything improves, from how you move to how you feel when you look in the mirror. This is what healing from the inside out really looks like. And for many men in their 60s and 70s, it's the first time in years they feel like they're getting ahead of aging instead of being dragged behind it. But that's not the only marine food that's been changing the game for older men. In fact, there's one more, rich in rare omega-3s, minerals, and natural joint-repairing compounds that's showing incredible promise in studies on pain, flexibility, and stamina. And unlike sea moss, this one is a shellfish, native to just one part of the world, but finally getting the attention it deserves. Let's talk about it next. 4. Real patient story and actionable next steps. Not long ago, I sat across from a patient named Leonard, 72 years old, former engineer, proud grandfather of 4. He looked at me with tired eyes and said, "I just want to feel like myself again. I'm not asking for miracles. I just want to wake up with energy. I want to feel alive with my wife. I want to feel like a man." That moment stuck with me, because I hear versions of that same story every day. And the truth is, Leonard's body wasn't broken. It was just missing the right support. We started by removing the circulation-blocking seafoods he'd eaten for years: shrimp, scallops, imitation crab. Then we added what his body was quietly begging for: sea moss, green-lipped mussels, oysters, clean hydration, and movement. Nothing extreme, nothing synthetic, just the right fuel. Within weeks, his blood pressure dropped. He was sleeping better. He came in smiling again. "I'm back," he said. "Not 20 years old, but back." You see, this isn't about chasing youth. It's about restoring function. It's about giving your body the chance to heal naturally, one meal, one choice, one step at a time. And if you're wondering what a full week of circulation-boosting meals looks like, foods that support your arteries, energy, and intimacy, I've got something special coming for you next. 5. Conclusion. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you, not just for watching, but for caring enough about your health to stay curious. Because what we've talked about today isn't just about seafood. It's about waking up to the hidden habits that quietly steal your strength and replacing them with choices that give it back. We started with the truth no one tells you, that poor circulation after 60 is far more common than most realize, and it's not something you have to accept as normal. Then we uncovered the silent damage caused by common seafoods like shrimp, imitation crab, and scallops. Foods that might look harmless but can quietly raise your cholesterol, inflame your gut, and block blood flow in the places that matter most. From there, we turned the corner and looked at sea moss, a powerful marine food that helps restore nitric oxide, heal blood vessels, soothe digestion, and rebuild that spark many men fear they've lost. And we ended with a real-life example of how small, consistent changes helped one man feel whole again. This journey isn't about quick fixes. It's about giving your body what it's been missing: nutrients, oxygen, movement, and belief. And if you take that first step today, the results may surprise you. You're not too old. It's not too late. Your body still remembers how to heal. It just needs your help to begin. Stay with me. There's more ahead. If this message spoke to you, please take a moment to like the video, share it with a friend or loved one who needs to hear it, and leave a comment below. I read every single one. Your story might inspire someone else to take action. And if you'd like to support the channel so we can keep creating real, honest, science-backed health content for men over 60, consider making a small donation. Every bit helps, and it means more than you know. Thank you for being here.